Today, let's talk about 3 basics you've got to know to put together great winter outfits. Hello ladies, I'm so glad that you're joining me today for this winter style video. My name is Kay and this is Dress for My Day. My goal here every week, I usually show up on Wednesdays, is to encourage women over 50 mostly to get dressed for our days in a way that feels comfortable, that feels authentic to who you are, to your lifestyle, that suits your personal style aesthetic, but also is modern and a little stylish. And I'm assuming by the fact that you've shown up here at a style video that you would like to look a little stylish, a little pulled together, even this winter, as we are mostly, I guess, dressing for the weather. You know, during the spring and fall, it is just so easy and really fun to put together outfits because you're layering on jackets and, you know, just those fun, it just is, I don't know, it's just easier to me to look a little pulled together and stylish. And in the winter, I tend to default to sweater and jeans, and I just want to stay warm. Don't you? You just want to stay warm. But we also want to look stylish, and I think our look can get a little boring. It can get a little monotonous. It can kind of feel like we are not really doing much to put ourselves together. And so today we're going to break it down really to 3 big tips that are going to help us put together outfits this winter that are comfortable, that are warm, but also look pulled together and fashionable. So without further ado, let's get going on those. The first tip, or the first, I guess, area of style expertise that I think we have to focus on during the winter is layering. Now, like I said, in the spring and the fall, you're really layering on pieces that are exposed, but in the winter, you're mostly, I think, for me, wearing pullover sweaters. Now, next week, in next week's video, we are going to talk about cardigans. What cardigans to wear, which ones are in style, how to wear them so you look stylish and not frumpy, all those things. So we'll do that next week. We will get to cardigans, but today I'm kind of focusing on that pullover sweater that we tend to default to, especially if you live in a colder climate. So we can still layer even with that pullover sweater. And one of my favorite ways to layer really is list of I don't want anything to be seen is just with a little undershirt or camisole, little cotton camisole, and I wear these just about all the time. So if we're just talking warmth, you've got a nice sweater, you don't want to ruin the aesthetic of that sweater, then I really encourage you to think about a little cotton camisole. Now mine is from Banana Republic, it's old, I don't think they carry these anymore, which is a real shame, but I'll see if they do. And by the way, anything that's available, which is a lot of the stuff I'm showing today, I'll have links for in the description box below. So just click on down there, like click on the title of the video, and then you may see the word more. Just keep clicking and all that will open up and you'll see so many links to the things I'm showing you. And I will have you a link to a camisole or two because I think they're so practical during the winter and they help you create a great look, but also warm. However, if you do want to use layering as a way to add a little style to your outfit in the winter, then I think a long sleeve, lightweight layering tissue t-shirt. That's a mouthful. You'll see them called layering tees or tissue tees or just lightweight t-shirt. And here I'm showing a white one. Once again, I think it's from Banana Republic. We'll see if there's anything like that this year. Just a long sleeve white t-shirt, real nice and thin, fits close to the body, but it's not tight. And I love the effect that you get with a t-shirt under a sweater like this. My favorite combination to do that with is camel. I don't know why. I just love wearing a camel sweater with a white t-shirt under it. But you know, I think some other nice combinations would be gray with a white t-shirt, or I don't know, really you could do it with any color, right? Red, blue, you could even do it with black. You could of course wear a colored t-shirt, a gray t-shirt, a black, but there's just something that I like about that white t-shirt peeking through. Should you let it peek through? Well, I think so. I think let it peek through a little bit, maybe around the collar and around the sleeves or around the hemline. You could do all 3 of those places. You could just do one. You kind of control what fits your style aesthetic. You know, for me, I kind of like a little bit of a relaxed look. I like to look like, you know, like I just kind of put this on. It came out of my closet. I didn't really overthink it. And I like for it to look a little, maybe just a little bit undone is a word that I hear other people use. And so to me, having a little bit of that t-shirt peeking through gives it that effect, and I like it. So all of these, of course, are going to be personal preference, but this is one of those style hacks that I like, that layering effect. Now, of course, another great way to layer a sweater is with a button-up shirt underneath. And I could have shown it with a white button-up shirt here. Of course, I could have even worn a print button-up shirt, which I do sometimes, but one of the best shirts that I think is so good, just almost universally with like every sweater in your closet, is a chambray shirt or a denim shirt. So that's what I've shown here, is a denim or chambray shirt from Talbot's. This is kind of a darker wash shirt. And I love it. It's nice and soft, so it just feels a little softer, I think, on your skin than some. Now, I have noticed, because I took on and off about 3 or 4 different sweaters while I was trying to put this one together for you, that you really need either an oversized sweater to pull this off or a stretchy sweater. And this one from Talbot's, this green one, and it comes in other colors too, is both. It's kind of a little oversized, but it's also very stretchy, so it works really nicely over a button-up shirt. So I think you just have to kind of think about that when you're trying to put these outfits together in your mind's eye. Is that sweater going to cooperate with a button-up shirt underneath it? And I'll also tell you that I don't think anybody just puts on a button-up shirt and then a sweater and it's just like, you know, it just immediately works. Once again, I think it's one of those things you have to kind of zhoosh around a little bit, just play with. You know, you really have to kind of like get that shirt unwadded out of that sleeve of the sweater and just get things in place. But once you do, it is a really great look. It's that nice layered effect, but it's comfortable, it feels good, it's relaxed, it's casual. It's a really nice winter look. The second thing I think we have to talk about besides layering, like I said, remember we'll talk cardigans next week, but the second thing we have to talk about is just style hacks for this kind of basic winter outfit. And I think there are several, so that you don't just look like you've just put on a sweater and put on pants and put on shoes and off you went and you didn't give any thought to really styling the outfit. You know, that is, to me, that is the difference in appearance, really, is, you know, some people just put on clothes and other people style their clothes. And we want to be those women who are stylish, who style our clothes a little bit, put a little thought and effort into even the simplest, most basic winter outfit. So there are a few things you can do with a sweater to style it. Of course, you can give it a tuck. You actually can tuck a sweater all the way around if you got room in your waistband of your pants or your jeans and you want to do that. But I think for most of us, where maybe we're not just really comfortable showing our entire waistline, and maybe we don't have enough room in our pants to do that either. So just a little front tuck, a little bit of a tuck there, a little zhooshing around. That does several things. First of all, it adds some definition to your outfit. So you're not just this big sweater and then your jeans or your pants. You've got a little definition there when you add that tuck. Another thing it does is it does identify the waistline. And so that helps to create those really nice proportions that will make you just look a lot better. And it just really brings that outfit together. And then the third thing it does is it adds some definition or some polish to your outfit. It's just a way to add a little bit of structure. Once again, it gives you that look that you've put a little thought into it. You did a little something intentional, and intentionality really translates as stylish and chic. So that little tuck is a really smart idea. Now, in this particular sweater here, though, I'm wearing some long, full length, wide leg jeans. And this sweater, I did not tuck it because it is a cropped length sweater. So if you find yourself wearing a lot of high-waisted jeans or pants, you really might want to look for cropped length sweaters. And don't be turned off by that terminology. It doesn't mean it's going to show your midriff. Now, if you were wearing low-rise jeans, it would. But if you're wearing high-rise jeans, high-rise pants like I am here, then this sweater may be your answer, because that way you don't have to tuck it. And so if you don't like tucking your sweaters, then this is a really nice option. You don't have to tuck it, but you still get those great proportions. So that's another option too. So give it a little tuck or don't, depending on the length of your sweater. The next thing you can do though for a little style hack, of course, is to add a belt. And sometimes here I'm adding a belt, sometimes I'm not, but a belt definitely adds some polish, it adds some structure to your outfit, and once again, it identifies your waist, and it really kind of does a little trick on the mind's eye. So like you're not seeing my whole waist, I'm not about to show you my whole waistline, it's not that tiny, but just showing that belt there makes it look kind of to the eye, to the mind's eye, that I am showing my waist. So it makes it look a little bit more confident, a little bit more pulled together, and like I said, you think you're seeing my waist when you're really not seeing so much. Another little style hack, of course, for your sweaters is just to roll up your sleeve a little bit if you want to. Now, this time of year, like I'm just doing everything I can to keep warm. So most of the time I leave my sleeve down. But if you do choose to roll it up, I think just kind of a little messy roll is really nice. So I usually roll like once a little partial part of my sleeve and then a second time a little bit more of the sleeve, and it kind of gives it that little messy, little undone look. And I like that, but you can or cannot do that. It's really up to you and your personal style aesthetic. Another style hack, of course, is to add some jewelry. So you'll see in all of these looks that I am wearing a little bit of jewelry, and especially at this time of year, if I'm wearing a sweater that's like got a crew neck or a turtleneck or something like that, I tend to like to wear a long chain maybe in front. But if it's got a V-neck or even a crew neck, sometimes I like to wear my chunky gold chain because it just really pulls the focus up towards my face and adds a little light at that area. And I just think it makes more of an impact than a smaller chain or something. So really even just wearing some pretty earrings though, maybe that chunky chain or a dainty necklace if you have a V-neck, and maybe something at your wrist, a bracelet or something if you are indeed exposing those wrists. So don't forget to add some jewelry, another great way to just add some style to your sweater and jeans or pants outfit. And then finally though, another thing that we sometimes forget about is scarves. I tend to think about scarves, you know, for warmth in the winter or a scarf in the fall or the spring, but in the winter you can still absolutely add some interest to your sweater and jeans or sweater and pants outfit with a little neck scarf. So I've done that here with this black jeans, brown sweater, and I have on a little brown and black kind of print neck scarf, and I think hopefully I'll have a link to it if it's still available down below. But a similar scarf just adds a little something, it really pulls it together. Now I chose not to add any color here with that scarf this time. I'm just pulling it together more, together the look, because you know, wearing brown and black together can look like a mistake unless you make it look intentional. And so that's what I've done with this little scarf. First of all, I tied it really kind of loosely, like a little bandana, just really kind of, once again, kind of that messy, relaxed look. But if you like more polish, then you can just really, you know, I don't know, rope up that scarf like this, you know, keep folding a nice little neat fold. And then once again, a nice little tie there in the front. So that's just a couple of ways to wear a little neck scarf with your sweater during the winter. And then the third thing that I think is so important for us to talk about when we're putting together winter outfits is, of course, our shoes and, yes, socks. I get so many questions every year about socks. Do you wear them in the winter? How do you wear them? I know women's feet are freezing, their ankles are freezing, and they want to wear socks, but they feel like, oh, maybe I can't do that because if they show, what's that going to be like? So I had to do some research on this a few years ago when we moved to Ohio, and suddenly I needed to wear socks in the winter. And what I discovered is that if your socks are not going to show, like you're pretty sure for the most part they're not going to show, like you're wearing them under boots like I am here, then really, of course, you can wear any color socks you want to, or maybe you could wear socks in the same color as your boots or your pants. They're not going to show. So that way, if they do accidentally show, they're not going to be noticed. But if your socks are going to show, as they are, if I wear loafers or even sneakers or something like that, especially with my ankle length or cropped length jeans and pants, Then I want to choose a color of socks that looks intentional, not like I'm trying to hide them or try to blend in. In fact, that's a big mistake. If I wear socks in the same color as my shoes, it's going to look like I have these little peg things hanging out from underneath my pants there, so that's not a good look. But if I wear the socks in the same color as my pants, then it looks like I have this kind of weird extension of my pants going into my shoes. So neither one of those looks really work. And what I've discovered is it's best to wear socks in a contrasting color and even a print. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. One, or I guess 3 ways you can do that. One, you could just throw in a new color that's not even in your outfit. Sometimes I like to do that with red, or I don't know, you could do it with yellow or orange, just something fun to add some interest there. And I've done that here. I'm going to go ahead and give you a peek at next week's video because I wore my leopard print socks, and there's no leopard print anywhere else, but there they are in my socks. So I kind of like that. But another thing you can do is you can bookend your outfit, and that really helps to pull together this winter outfit. So I've worn the same color socks as I have sweaters. I have on a red sweater. I have on those black and white, window pane plaid pants and red socks with my black loafers. I think that is so chic and so pulled together. Now, here, if you wanted to, I think you could wear ivory socks. I would not wear black socks with this. I just don't think that's going to work for you. But I think, once again, you just got to remember these socks are going to show, and it's okay. So go ahead and give them a punch there. Give it some interest. So you're either going to want to wear the same color, bookend your look with the same color up top and same color in your socks, or wear something like a whole new color, introduce something. Or you could just, add a color that's just somewhere in your outfit that you're wanting to tie in together. But don't be afraid to let your socks show. Here I'm wearing them also with camel. I've got a camel sweater, camel socks, black pants, black shoes. I love the way that comes together. Now, of course, the other thing, you're going to do a lot in the winter is boots. And the thing you want to remember about boots and your winter outfits, your jeans, your pants, whatever, is that the shaft of those boots need to go up under your jeans or under your pants. So if you're wearing cropped length jeans, like I am here, this is another little preview for next week's video, then I had to make sure I wore boots that have a high shaft that go up inside of those jeans, or else I would need to wear socks and loafers or something like that, taking into consideration that those socks are going to show. So just make sure that you pick your boots accordingly. I've got lots of boots at this point, but really basically you want boots in the same intensity as your jeans, your pants, whatever. And you want to have in your arsenal some boots in the colors of accessories that you like to wear. So maybe brown or black or camel, maybe gray if you wear a lot of gray, that's up to you. But just think about that when you're purchasing your boots. I hope these tips were helpful. Pulling together really nice looking outfits in the winter can be a little bit of a challenge. And sometimes I cop out here because I add on a coat, and that adds all that interesting color. And so I intentionally stayed away from adding coats to today's outfits because I wanted you to see that you can pull together outfits that do look nice, that really work on their own without a coat, without going somewhere. That said, don't forget that your coat is the first thing that people see, and it does make that first impression. So you do want to make sure that you choose your coats carefully, and we will actually talk about that some next week when we're talking about cardigans. So I hope you'll join me for next week's video. Thank you so much for dropping in today. If you have a question or a comment about anything that I shared today, be sure to leave that in the comments below. I always love hearing from you ladies. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.